Welcome back to Variety Speaks, and before I get started with this video, just a quick announcement. I'm probably going to have the comment of the videos at the end of the video now, just because I want people to just, see the actual video first for what they clicked on, and then after, I'll have the comment of the video, but please submit your comments. I will still read them, heart them, shit like that. Alright, now with that being said, that little tidbit out of the way, I'm going to get on with this video. Picture this. It's late at night, raining outside and thundering. You're sitting in the dark, eating tomato soup, and then suddenly, you hear it. What the fuck? If you've ever experienced this, then you know something ain't fucking right about that tomato soup, and you almost just want to stop eating the whole fucking thing, because the soup is just super scuffed now. Like, where did the crunch come from? Okay, sometimes you can have the crunch of like the tomato bits if you eat that kind of tomato soup, but that's not the kind of tomato soup I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with the stuff that's just liquid. But it just begs the question, like, was that in there the whole time, or is it like a third party that just came out of nowhere? Like, you don't really know with these things. It's kind of a gamble. Here, the polar opposite. This is another good example of something that happens too. You're eating cereal, and you're watching, I don't know, Dora the Explorer maybe, helping her find her backpack or whatever. And then suddenly you take a big spoonful of cereal, and in the middle of all of it is just a soft something. And you know it's not just a random soggy cereal because A, cereal gets soggy at the same time. I would know. It's a bit of a cereal connoisseur, if you know what I'm saying. And B, it's usually like a ball or small mass, and it's just not the shape or texture of like not regular, but normal cereal. Like, what is it? Because like when I pour the cereal, I would definitely see if there was something that wasn't meant to be there. You know? Maybe I'm just like incompetent, but I don't know. I hope this has happened. I hope I'm not like the common denominator, and I'm just saying something that's never happened to anybody else, because that would suck. But it just begs the question, like, okay, so you notice the crunch in the tomato soup because it's inconsistent, and you notice the softness in the cereal because it's inconsistent. What if the soft something in the cereal was put in the tomato soup, and you had this, and you just didn't know. You just had something. You just ate something, some weird, gross thing, and you never even knew it. It's probably happened like 4 or 5 times, and maybe even more, probably more. Like, it's just disgusting to think about. But I guess out of sight, out of mind, right? The worst one of all, though, the worst example I can think of is when you go to drink milk and there's no lumps. It just goes down smooth. Okay, actually, I can't say that. I'm kidding. I've had the privilege of never drinking curdled milk, but I have seen it poured down my sink, and it's disgusting. Yeah, that's really it, though. I mean, like, I have no idea why these mystery. Actually, no, I will say one more thing. Check your fucking milk before you drink it. Check your fucking milk. Look at that shit and make sure, or just sniff it. I've seen people pour a whole glass of curdled milk before they realize. It's disgusting. Anyways, okay. Yeah, I don't know where these foreign things come from, but with all that being said, it is time for the comment of the video. This time, it is from Scripted. Thank you, Scripted. This is it's a long short story, which is why I chose to put it at the end. It's a long short story. If you're wondering what it means, the context is in my last video because I talked about weird words, and he decided to make a short story using all the words that I talked about in that video. Very nice of him. So without further ado, I'm going to read this comment, and then I will roll the outro. Because of you, my fucking English teacher gave me a new vocab assignment. Here's the story I wrote using your boof-ass words. A chalice? No, certainly not. I gaze upon the object upon his shelf, pitying the fool, but I quickly discard my sympathy. Your collection, it's incomplete, I say, turning towards him. His once proud countenance now displaying his surprise. I continue. This is a goblet. Your collection is incomplete. You failed your task. A simple one, too. Never did I imagine the great Dracula could be left so flabbergasted, completely speechless. He stares at me, dread in his eyes, or perhaps malice, something I have known him well for hiding. I sigh. You nincompoop. Dracula has always been a silly one, believing his collection would impress me and perhaps sway me to promote him. But nah, times have changed, and unfortunately so have I. I would have let him live, despite his mistake, if it weren't for the cattywampus nature of the contents upon his shelf. Such disrespect to the beautiful relics could not be tolerated. As a woman who... Oh, wait, woman? Oh, fuck, okay. As a woman who's seen her fair share of shit, sometimes literal shit, hell, I still flinch when my father yells Gardyloo, him exploiting my past trauma. Most would say I'm extremely patient, but deal with someone as insignificant yet obnoxiously arrogant as my late right-hand man for a couple of centuries, and even the most passionate pacifist would sink a holy water-covered snicker snee into his scarred neck. But alas, this is no time to reflect, but instead to find a replacement. Clean this up, I say to one of my minions as I step out over the long-expired body of my favorite cover story. He did serve his purpose well. After all, my father and I have managed to stay unknown from the world all this time. Your bum-ba-shoot, my lady. The bum-fuzzling expression leaves another of my minion's mouths as he holds an umbrella for me to hide from the sun. Well, thank you very much, Scripted, for that short story. I did enjoy that very much. Sorry I didn't realize it was a woman at first, but nonetheless, thank you. But anyways, I'll catch you next time.